This video will take you through how to use the Callflows API to build an advanced IVR. So the IVR that we're going to build is corresponding to this diagram. It's going to be a restaurant booking IVR. So in the first level, it's going to give you the option to either book a table, speak to a representative, or to hear restaurant hours. On the second level, if you pressed 1, that's going to be the reservations flow, and then you can make a new reservation, reschedule a reservation, or go back to the main menu. If you continue to go to reserving a table, you'll have the option to reserve either for today or tomorrow, simulating some choices in timings. And then if you want to reschedule, you'll also get the option to either keep the current reservation or to change the reservation to tomorrow. Going back to the second level, if you choose to speak to a representative, you can either connect now to another number, or you can also return back to the main menu. And then finally, for the restaurant hours, it simply plays a message with the restaurant hours. And so how this is kicked off is you will make an initial call from your server, API call to the voice platform. That will make a call to a phone number. We'll simulate this using Postman later. When the user responds with a DTMF input, because we have already set up our VSS and VCA webhooks, the 8x8 voice platform is going to return a VCA webhook to our server. Then the server can decide what to do based on that webhook by reading the contents. Let's say if it wants to return another message, it can simply respond to the webhook, and then the 8x8 voice platform will perform the action accordingly. This either continues until it's not another say and capture method that's called, or a call flow that's called, but let's say if it's a hang up, then that will terminate the call. So let's take a look at the sample IVR here. I'm going to kick it off by making an API call to send my phone a say and capture action, and you can see my call happening here. So go ahead and trigger that.
Restaurant. To book a table, press 1. To speak to a representative, press 2. To hear our restaurant hours, press 3.
So I'll try the simple one first. I'll just hear the restaurant hours.
Our restaurant hours are between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. every day of the week.
And you can see the call ends right there. As far as webhooks go, if we go back to our webhook, we can see webhook viewer rather. We can see just one webhook, the VSS webhook that's been sent, and it just shows a completed call. Now let's try the second item in the menu. So I'm going to make another call using Postman. And then I'm going to receive another call on my phone.
Welcome to ABC Restaurant. To book a table, press 1. To speak to a representative, press 2. To hear our restaurant hours, press 3.
So let's try to speak to a representative.
Connecting you to the next available representative. Press 1 to connect now. Press 2 to return to main menu.
I'll try to connect. So I just received a call on my other phone, and then I can talk to myself between these two phones. And then we can see here when we go back to the webhook viewer, we can see both a call, basically details on make call. So we got our first VCA webhook here. And then when I hang up the call, we can, actually the VCA webhook is here. And then when I hang up the call, I get a VSS webhook explaining the summary of the call. Now we've seen those two flows, and we can check out the last flow, which is for the actual reservation management. So I'll kick off another call again.
reservation. Press 3 to return to main menu.
So all these flows are pretty similar. I'm just going to go through one of these. I'll just I'll just book a new reservation.
Reserving a table. Press 1 to reserve a table for today. Press 2 to reserve a table for tomorrow. We have booked your table for today. Thank you.
So that was a terminal flow where it reaches a say and a hang up action, and that just shows that the call can end after a say action is completed. Lastly, just to show the ability to go back to the main menu, I'll trigger another call here, and then I'll go one level into the tree, and then return into the main menu.
Welcome to ABC Restaurant. To book a table, press 1. To speak to a representative, press 2. To hear restaurant hours, press 3. Connecting you to the next available representative. Press 1 to connect now. Press 2 to return to main menu.
So I'll try going back to the main menu.
Welcome to ABC Restaurant. To book a table, press 1. To speak to a representative, press 2. To hear our restaurant hours, press 3.
So you can see I'm back at the main menu. Actually, while I'm here, I'm going to go back into the reservation menu.
Press 1 to make a new reservation. Press 2 to reschedule an existing reservation. Press 3 to return to main menu.
So you can see I just pressed 1, and then this VCA webhook came in, and you can see my DTMF of 1 that came into the server, as well as the client action ID for the previous menu that I was
Press 1
in.
to make a new reservation. Press 2 to reschedule an existing reservation. Press 3 to return to main menu.
So I'll press 2 to reschedule.
Rescheduling your reservation. Press 1 to keep your current reservation. Press 2 to change your reservation to tomorrow.
So here's the webhook, and then here's the client action ID for reservations and the DTMF for 2. I'm going to choose 1 in this case.
Keeping your current reservation. Thank you.
So you can see here a DTMF of 1 came in to keep the current reservation, and then also here's the client action ID that corresponds to the submenu. And then finally, when the call ends, you'll see the voice session summary here. So that takes you through the flows of the advanced IVR, and then also shows you how your server can both receive these VCA webhooks and then respond to them to trigger new call flow actions in the same call.